This weekend, I had the chance to play Steambirds Alliance as part of a closed beta press event, and I wanted to share my thoughts on it with you all. I'm Colton for MMOHuts.com, and here's a quick look at Steambirds Alliance. Steambirds Alliance is a twin-stick, bullet hell shooter MMORPG, which is quite a mouthful. There's also some roguelike elements, but we'll get there in a minute. The game itself is about an evil cat empire that took over the world and was believed to have wiped out the last of the birds in a great war. Of course they didn't though, and now the birds have formed a resistance and they need your help. Visually, the game is great looking for what it sets out to accomplish. It's not mind-blowing, but it does what it needs to do and it looks decent doing it. The user interface laid over the game could use some polish, but this is still a very early build of the game, so that kind of thing is to be expected since developers are likely focusing on optimization and mechanics right now. The game plays like most twin-stick shooters. You use the left stick to move, and the right stick to aim and shoot at enemies. You can turbo boost your ship with the left trigger, and activate special abilities with the right bumper. You can also teleport back to base, and to different locations on the map using the back button or the left bumper. Ships have ammo meters that require a reload once you run out, so choose your shots carefully. On one hand, I felt like this disrupted the flow of gameplay by forcing you to go on the defense in set intervals of time during fights. On the other, it keeps you from breezing through enemies if you're insanely good at this type of shooter. As you defeat enemies, you'll earn experience points toward your current ship's level, your pilot level, and you'll earn loot to gear up your ship. Most of the equipment in the game are things that boost your damage or movement speed, and the game handles changing out your equipment for you once you get an upgrade for any of your slots. You can take your spare equipment and store it in your hangar between missions for future use as well. You'll want to take advantage of this because when you die, you lose your gear and all of your ship levels. Having backup pieces in storage to equip on a new ship is a great way to get a head start in reclaiming your levels. The pilot levels I mentioned earlier are permanent. Each one you earn grants you points to spend on a skill tree that gives you permanent upgrades for each mode of ship you've unlocked. Ships unlock for you as you reach certain ship levels with the ones you already have to start with, so you'll want to learn how to survive in the game if you want to unlock the really good ones. Unlike some other games, at time of writing you're not able to buy your way into good ships. The fastest way to progress in the game is by completing missions. You'll take on these missions from the Pilot's Pub, where you'll pick up rumors of jobs that the Resistance needs doing and carry them out. They start off simple enough, but they can get out of hand quickly if you don't employ some strategy in taking care of enemies and objectives. Some missions will even see you delving into mini-dungeons and fighting mini-bosses, which was my favorite part about the game so far. I only got to spend about an hour or two with it, so I only got to pilot 2 of the ships in the game. The first was the beginner ship, which looks like a drone or a quadcopter. It has a cone-shaped shot pattern and it can boost its own damage temporarily with a self-buff. As beginner ships go, it served its purpose and it got me familiar with the basics of the game. I actually found myself using it more than the second ship I got to try, so at least they're not starting you off with a junker. The second ship I got to try was a mobile suit style ship whose weapon was a huge sword made of bullets. It didn't do the most damage per second due to constant reloading, but when it hit things, it hit them hard. The mobile suit could also heal itself and allies nearby, so I think it's meant to be a tank or support ship more than anything else. It's a fun ship to fly, but I couldn't stand the constant reloading with its short ammo bars, so I swapped back to the quadcopter. Overall, Steambirds Alliance was fun. It got pretty difficult once you finished the tutorial missions and hit the missions around level 10, and that may be off-putting to people who aren't hardcore fans of the bullet hell genre. Still, there's a lot to enjoy about the game that should keep even the novice players coming back. This quick look is a bit short because I only got to spend 2 hours with the game over the weekend, but I wanted to share it with my initial thoughts anyway. We'll have more coverage on Steambirds Alliance as it continues development. Well, that's all for now. Let us know what you think down in the comments below, make sure you subscribe, and keep it locked on MMOHuts.com for all the latest gaming news and reviews.